Hi, welcome to Free Home Buying Webinar Part 4. Today we're going to be discussing your credit report, some tricks of the trade, how to improve it. We're going to look at the best ways of searching for a home, writing up the purchase and sale, negotiation, and closing on your home. A lot to cover in a very short time. We ended with this screen last time, and I want to reiterate a couple of things I said and add some fresh notes for you. First one is to remember, pay all your bills on time all the time, and get your credit report here so that it can be analyzed. Or if you go to a lender, they will pull your credit report and they will be able to give you your FICO score. Remember to keep all of your credit cards and each of them under 30%. The balance under 30% of your limit. Now, it is possible to have too much credit also, but for this, at this point, think in terms of this. One way of lowering the 30%, if you'll think about it, is to have your credit cards raise your limit. And oftentimes they'll do that if you simply just give them a call and you say, I would like to raise my limit. They may ask you why. Just say, well, we're thinking about a balance transfer. And very oftentimes they will raise your limit. Very often, too, don't be afraid to ask. They can only say no. Ask if they will lower your interest rate. So anyway, pay your bills, pay them on time. Keep your credit cards under 30%. Don't close accounts. Not right now anyway. Maybe later after you get into your home, but don't do that right now. Don't buy a car or a stereo or anything until you are in your home. I remember hearing about one young couple very excited to get into their home, and they were so excited they went out and bought a brand new pickup. Destroyed their ability to purchase that home, and they had to wait until much later in order to buy a home. Don't buy anything. That is, don't charge anything. Don't buy anything between the time that you begin to search for a home and until that home is closed. Don't even let your credit be checked. Some people say it doesn't matter. Others say it can ding your credit 5 or 10 points. I'm really not sure, but just don't even take any chances with that. Get your credit report and your FICO score, analyze them, sit down with a trusted lender and analyze where you stand. Now, what the lenders do, another little trick here, is they have three different credit bureaus, as you see here. They're going to look at the credit scores from each of these, from all three of these. They do not average. They take the middle score. So the quickest way to improve your credit for purchasing a home is to take the middle score and work on bringing that one up. If you can bring that one up above your top score, then your top score becomes your middle score. So do you see what I mean by hopscotching your middle one to your top, that you can actually bring your credit score up? So that's what you want to do, is bring your middle score up. Work on that one. There are ways that you can use rapid rescore. If you're into the process, lenders can help you with this. And there are companies, there are a lot of shysters out there. They're going to just cheat you out of your money and give you nothing in return. But there are people out there, there are organizations that can help you improve your credit, and it's well looking into. So let me give you 7 no-nos. Write these down. After your loan has you've gotten it pre-approved and before your home closes, never ever change your employment status. Keep that where it is. Number 2, don't make any major purchases. Talked about that already. Number 3, don't increase your credit card debt or miss any payments once the process begins. Number 4, don't change bank accounts or make undisclosed large deposits. Number 5, don't apply for a credit card, co-sign a loan, or make a credit inquiry. Number 6, don't spend money you have set aside for closing. Not any, not ever. Number 7, don't delay in providing all paperwork asked for by the mortgage company. And especially my clients, listen up closely to this one. If you get into the process, you've made application, do not change lenders or change loan programs. It's okay if you do that. You can change lenders, change loan programs, but don't do either one without letting me or letting your agent know. It may put your earnest money at risk. So those are some warnings, some advice on the qualifying. Searching for a home is a lot of fun. You can go online. A lot of real estate companies, good real estate companies out there, have real estate websites where you can search through the MLS. I also have one here, searchbymouse.com. You can search by map. You can search by area. If you scroll down on that page, you'll find several different ways of searching. People find that to be a lot of help and a lot of benefit. I have one rule during this time. Have fun. It's my number one rule. Have lots of fun, because this is something you're going to be finding your home. I love this part of it. Next, never lose sight of your goal, your big why. Why are you buying a home? Is it to get a shorter commute? Keep that in mind. Is it to be near a school for the children? Keep that in mind, or for yourself perhaps. Is it because you want to be in a neighborhood where a friend is, or co-workers, or family? Or keep that in mind. Do you need more room? Do you need a quieter place? Know why you're doing what you're doing. It will help to keep you focused during the difficult times. And if I can make a guarantee that I know can be promised, I can guarantee it's going to be stressful at times. So let's just have as much fun and let your agent take as much of the burden off of you during the process as possible. Now, there's so much inventory out there today, a lot of people don't realize it makes it hard to choose. I remember several years ago reading a study. They did this in a grocery store with boxes and cans of food. And on one grocery store, they put 24 different brands, and in another grocery store, they put 6 different brands. And the store that only had the choice of 6 different brands for a particular product, people were more than 10 times more likely to buy a product. So why do I say that today? What does that have to do with you? What that has to do with you is that sometimes there's just so much inventory out there. There are so many good choices. It's hard to make up your mind, and we almost get frozen in the headlights. So yes, there's good choices. Interest rates are good. The deals are fantastic, but don't get frozen in the headlights. Be ready and able to make a decision. The average buyer today looks at between 18 to 30 homes. I don't think that's always necessary. I think you should look at as many as you feel you need to look at to be comfortable with making a decision. But really, most of my clients only look at about 6, 7 homes, maybe 8 at the most. And why is that? Because I listen. I try to get in their minds, find out what they're looking for. And it's fun looking at homes, but it also can become tiring. So if you are in tune with your agent, you should be able to focus, laser in on a home pretty quickly. I find that people always saying, what's the square footage of this home? It's one of those factoids that, yeah, square footage is important, but get in the home, look around. It's kind of one of those funny things that we kind of play with, my clients and I have them guess at the square footage. Most people aren't very good at this. I find a lot of agents aren't even very good at this. You want a home that meets your needs, has what you need within that home and in the area, and it feels good to you. The right one will speak to you. Next, after shopping, you're going to want to make an offer on that home. Now, what you're going to receive from me are these forms. Form 21, the actual purchase and sale agreement, a multi-page form. 22A, the financing addendum, if you're financing, and most people are, especially first-time buyers. Optional clauses, the disclosure of information on lead-based paint required on homes before 1978. Identification of utilities addendum. Form 35, the inspection addendum. You will see these. I will have them in the packet and give them to you. I want you won't be an expert on them, but I want you to be familiar with them so that you don't see them for the first time when it's time to write an offer. Form 35, the inspection addendum. I am going to insist as much as it's possible for me to insist. In fact, I will have you sign. If you won't have an inspection, I'm going to have you sign a paper. I'll write one out and say, I recommended you get one because I think that you've got to get one. You get an impartial observer that can look under the house, look in the attic space, catch problems that you will not catch, and perhaps even I would not. It's for your protection. They're not very expensive, and for your peace of mind. Plus, the inspectors show you what you need to do on the upkeep of the home and so forth. To my mind, it's invaluable. Keep in mind that nothing said counts when we negotiate Everything must be in writing. Now, Form 22D, and I didn't show here Form 34, which is a lined addendum with nothing else on it, are good places in there to put that we want the seller to pay our closing costs. And in this market, we get that more times than you would believe. So that's the purchase and sale negotiation. The Form 17 is what the sellers are disclosing about the property, that they know about the property to the best of their ability. Very crucial form. You need to pay close attention to that. If you're buying a condominium, there will be a resale certificate. I didn't list that there, but a few different rules, different things about a condominium you'll need to be aware of in the process. Now, there will be approximately 55 different people that will be involved in your transaction. There'll be a lender, insurance, inspection, appraisals, title, escrow. I mean, literally, it is 55 different people I've heard, and I know it must certainly be close to that. But there's one person that acts as the director there. Don't you love that little guy there directing this symphony of buying the home? Well, there's one person that's kind of like the hub of the wheel, and that usually is your real estate agent. And so let's make this go as smoothly as possible with as few headaches as possible and get you the most and best home that you can. Now, next time we're going to close. It'll be the fifth and last. Thank you for hanging with me. Give me feedback at the end if it's been helpful, and I'll have the offer of the free gift for you in the next one. We're going to talk about earnest money, things like what if the appraisal is low, lead-based paint, asbestos, different consumer issues like siding and the roof and things like that. So this is the end of part 4. I will see you next time. Bye now.